Hey, Jarrett Lau here with the Landlord Tutor. One of the most common questions I get from prospective landlords are, what type of property should I start with? And when I say that, are they looking for a condo, which is a unit within a multi-unit complex that might be owned by different or multiple people, a single family home, or a multifamily home which has multiple units in it, or even commercial? Now each thing has its positives and its benefits. Condo is kind of a little bit easier because at the end of the day, the common areas of the building, the hallways, the roofs, all that type of stuff is either managed by a board or a condo management company. And these companies will charge a fee, or the board will be able to facilitate this, and they're going to charge you condo fees as far as based upon the square footage of your property, based upon the entire square footage of the building, and that percentage is what you're going to have to pay as far as paying each month towards all those expenses like paying snow or landscaping or master policy insurance. It's a little bit easier to manage, but because of that, sometimes you're paying someone else, right? And when you're paying someone else to be able to manage this for you, those returns might not be as great. In addition, what's going to end up happening is that they're going to have control of those expenses. You can't say whether that roof or not is going to be done unless you're on the board, but even then you have multiple people on that board. They're going to be working with you to be able to make the decisions for the entire building. Now let's get to single families. Single families are great, right? You can have the tenants take care of every single thing, landscaping to snow to water. We love them, but in the Boston area, it's very uncommon for a single family to be able to make sense financially. I know down south, down in Texas and these other places, it's actually very, very popular to be able to buy single families, have the tenants take care of the entire thing. We do have them in Boston as well, and if you're fortunate enough to be able to find numbers that make sense from an investment standpoint, single families can be great as well, just because you can pass on a lot of those expenses to the resident. Multifamilies are fantastic because you're going to have multiple units to be able to actually cover different types of expenses that come up. You also limit your liability sometimes when it comes to one unit maybe being vacant versus a single family or a condo being vacant. I mean, your entire income's gone versus a condo or multifamily. Multifamily, you only have one unit that might be. Now in Boston, we have a very high occupancy rate, so we try not to let any units go vacant. But again, multifamilies can be more expensive, so that isn't an easier market to break into, and there's a lot of people looking at those. Much like condos and single families as well, but you have to look at those ratios, but it's helpful. And then sometimes it's great for a multifamily because if you're living in one of the units, what can end up happening is that those other 2 or 3 or 4 units can actually cover your expenses and help minimize the amount that you have to pay. I have clients that have literally bought into 2 and 3 family homes and lived for free based upon the other rents that are there. Let's talk about commercial really quickly. Commercial can be fantastic as well. Leases are a little bit longer. Tenants are typically responsible for more things, and they'll even share in expenses such as, CAM charges or, triple nets, which are taxes, insurance, and, different aspects such as utilities. Now, the only thing is that, to find them or find a resident might be a little bit harder than residential. There's not as many people looking. Regardless, it can be great for other people. There might not be as many commercial condos out there. You might have to be buying blocks or entire buildings. And again, that might be a little bit more expensive to get into. Regardless, you just have to figure out your appetite as an investor of what you're looking for. And if you or anyone else is looking for investment property and trying to figure out what type is right for you, please think of the Landlord Tutor. You've reached the end of this video, and you are now one step closer to becoming the landlord that you want to be. With easy to follow guides and self-paced exercises crafted from decades of experience, you're sure to learn everything you need to know and nothing that you don't. Check out the description for more details.